Yeah. Anywho, so we as players and maybe the chat as well are curious as to what happened to the Bled and Arlax's followers outside who held off the hordes of undead that were coming at us.
Yeah, well, thankfully you had basically all of the Bled except one who stayed behind. Yeah, so his guys, he brought 5 of them. And as you guys came out, you saw 3 of them who weren't moving on the ground. One of them had lost a leg. Another one seemed to be down an eye, although it was hard to tell because he had 5 already. And then with the Bled, yeah. They all look quite beaten up, but actually no bad injuries for the Bled. A few new scars. But yeah, other than that, they got pretty lucky on the injury rolls.
Oh, nice.
They just got a couple scars. Nobody lost a limb or anything.
Arlax ain't all too happy that some of his guys had to die, probably, but
Arlax doesn't seem too bothered.
They're not moving.
It happens.
You didn't say they were dead. You just said they weren't moving, so they might be comatose.
Also, you guys would see Arlax kind of sees that goes over and kicks them. They don't move. Oh well. Continues on. It happens.
Mange turns to Arlax and just points at him and says, "No treat. Alex and Joel like that."
These guys knew the risks. They came into the fight. Go down to glorious death. What they wanted.
Okay.
Yeah. Go down killing something. Guys like corn.
Brief ass fucking conversation.
Kind of that whole thing is to die in a fight. So hey, they got what they wanted.
Yeah. To fucking Warhammer Valhalla they go.
Yeah. Corn followers are generally pretty chill about dying. Because blood for the blood god.
Yeah. They just offer their own
no matter
blood.
where the blood comes from.
I wonder what a corn follower who's afraid to die would be, if that's even possible.
Not
they wouldn't be a corn follower.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Probably not a person who just charges into battles, come to think of it.
Yeah, not many people that go into chaos are exactly sane to begin with. And then most of the ones that are kind of sane would go for Nurgle because they're afraid of dying, or they go for Tzeentch because magic.
Yep.
Yeah.
So for some of them, it's just a matter of really shitty circumstances, which is basically the Warhammer world as a whole.
Yeah. Unfortunately, all of the bodies were ghouls, a Varghulf, a bunch of zombies, a few ghosts, so there's not really any loot to get. And the Bled are a little disappointed there's no decent skulls, but they had a good fight, nobody died. They're quite happy.
They could take some of the bigger ghouls' skulls if they had some of the big guys.
Yeah, but they didn't kill them.
Oh, shit.
I'd take somebody else's kills.
True.
I don't expect that.
Does the Varghul have a pretty impressive skull?
Oh yeah, it's like the size of a bus. So yeah.
Varghul is just a big ass vampire that's gone blood drunk and nasty.
Yeah. And that's what happens. They grow massive, go bestial. Yeah. Vampires go nuts.
Nice.
At least if you starve them of blood, something else happens.
He's still probably gonna be coming out with his fucking looking wary as shit, just walking towards Visha and just holding the ear of the fucking vampire asshole at the end.
Haha.
It was actually a leg, remember?
Yeah, you've got this golden leg.
The fucking massive golden egg that I'm dragging that I don't have to hold up because she can see it. I literally forgot about that part. Yeah, so Mange's warpstone axe. Mange's warpstone axe is itself, and it's really fucking dumb because it can cut off limbs and turn them into gold. but every single time I do it, I either have to potentially drain a luck, or if I choose to, or if I fail, I get a warpstone manifestation roll.
So, but you can just take off a limb during a fight, which you keep not doing. You keep never managing.
Yeah, because they keep fucking passing their checks.
Yeah, they keep either passing or dying from the hit.
I mean, you do have that one gold head, though.
But the gold is worthwhile for trophies, so I like that for role-playing purposes. I have like literally the golden leg of a just fucking vampire thing that tried to fucking eat me.
It's like, let me think. It's like a good 12. Probably from like claw to shoulder. Probably good 13, 14 feet long.
Hell yeah!
The thing's pretty big, so you're just dragging it behind you, just screeching as it's dragging across the ground.
Mange looking up at Vicha. Blood for the blood god!
Yeah. She's just kind of sharpening one of her spears and looks up as the of you approaching. Just kind of nods and keeps sharpening her thing. See
Mange
the
nods
massive
back.
ass leg. Just a little confused, but knows that you do weird stuff anyway. Just accepting it.
Big vampire thing. Also, last session was another example of the continuing trend of Siegfried getting the killing blow on the big bad every single fucking time we have a fight.
I mean, technically it was Arlak.
Technically it was Arlak, but we flavored it into Siegfried. So as far as I'm concerned, you gave it to Siegfried.
And I realized I could have had just dropping its AC instead of doing damage, which I should have done since I didn't want to steal your kill. But whatever.
Siegfried definitely has some pep in his step as he's coming up. Probably just migrates over to Risa. Just kind of does a quick fist pump into the air. Whoa. That's like a pretty big fight on both ends, huh?
Yeah, she nods and you can see out of the blade, Risa looks like she had the worst time of it because she's a duelist and you can't really poke zombies full of holes, which is what her weapon specializes in. So she definitely had a harder time. She looked fairly tired and kind of sat down on a tombstone, kind of breathing heavily.
Meanwhile, Siegfried's just kind of over here, freaking pumped up. Seems to almost vaguely, slightly twitchy. Imagine still just feeling the effects of that one gift.
All of your blood fuel.
Yeah. And it just kind of motions over, points, stands up straight, points where the hunchback was. Weird thing. I don't. Did it get cut off? Kind of turns around.
Yeah, she's kind of looks up and no, looks fine.
Oh, huh. Cool.
Good fight.
Yeah.
I hate zombies.
Yeah, they suck. They it was just pretty satisfying to get them down, though.
Yeah, but they don't die.
No.
Stabbing them in the chest.
Right up the bat eventually.
There's a lot better when the ghost came out. Those I could deal with.
Huh. Your sword there, magic? Your sword there, it's magic?
Yeah.
Huh. Nice. I mean, I kind of thought so, but nice.
Same as yours. And
Siegfried the small talk master.
And she nods over, where you see Burin, who seems to be almost rolling on the ground, almost like a pig calling itself down. Yeah, same kind of weapon. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
I think I know the feel. You got one of the big bat things, huh? Guy points over to where the Vargolf corpse is.
That's only the leg.
Oh, impressive kill.
Yeah.
I mean, the Vargolf corpse leg is basically the size of most of the things we would normally be killing.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought there's a dead one up here too, isn't there? I thought you said.
No. There were zombies and ghosts for the most part.
Oh yeah, I thought so as well. All right, yeah, I think we
so that's
misheard
that
you
last
at
line.
some point when you were describing what they had been fighting. That they had also gotten the Vargolf somehow.
I don't know where you guys got that.
I don't know either.
Snek, we
to
just
be
tried
honest,
to
it was just in the way you were saying it. So I don't know.
All right, back to Siegfried awkwardly flirting.
It's always though.
Just like, guys, shut up! I have popcorn. I want to see this.
Let's see. Going back, if there's not a Vargolf, just this doesn't really have any lines, so he's probably just gonna like just hang around here.
Yeah.
Kind of a.
Yeah, she's just kind of like catching her breath, and after a bit, she like takes out a sword and checks it, makes sure it's like still in peak condition. She's again kind of like, it's kind of like resting after a bit of a fight. See, the others the rest of the group are kind of varyingly also resting or like going around and checking bodies and stuff, making sure the zombies are dead. That is mainly Kasha, kind of going around just crushing all the skulls with her hammer.
Some nice enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Ooh, actually, could
Yeah, Kasha's like the only one that doesn't look tired.
Nice. He may go join in, but one thing he was gonna do, could he offer Risa like some water from his water skin or something, or
Yeah, she'd take it and kind of drink some of it down and then hand it back to you. How's your fight? So you killed the thing, but how'd it go?
like good overall. Lost one of the black rats. Had a lot more regular sized rats try to come in from one door. Had to hold them off. Big. I guess the guy was calling it his little brother, and I guess vampires can do that. Just become some big abomination. We over time had to whittle it down. Just wouldn't die. That zombies are bad. Whew. But eventually we kept hitting it down. I got a nice shot to just send this up right through his skull. Ripped it out. Started kind of burning, squishing. We all started squishing, and eventually it just stopped.
Well, it's best to be on the safe side of undead. They have a tendency to get back up.
Oh yeah, we kept going at for a while. You can see well, that arm's not going to do anything. You kind of point to the golden one Mange had.
It's a strange axe that Mange has.
Yeah, he likes shinies and slaughter though, so it's a good fit.
If he realizes he has to drag that back, like, as far as into the base, half mile?
About. We'll be fine, I think. Or actually, I don't know. He was kind of tired out about that. Maybe I'll loan him a hand.
Yeah, it's way more than half mile. By the map back, it's 2.5 hours back to the base.
Ooh. I'm sure we could lend him a hand or something.
Hey, that's what the black rats are for. And the Skaven slaves. Oh wait, no, the Skaven slaves are at home. Never mind.
Yeah.
Don't forget the dead pride.
Well, I think he got motion over to like the just the kill checking the zombies. Like, still pretty awake. That looks like fun. See you in a bit.
I don't know where to get the energy. And you kind of head off and start joining Kasha and just taking off the heads. And you know, like, the zombies are dead. Like, without a necromancer nearby, they're not going to be getting back up. seem to be mostly crushing skulls for the fun of it.
All right.
But
Yeah, that's
also it is possible as the necromancer nearby.
yeah. He's not going to draw his sword then to to do the cutting.
You
But
don't want to draw out the sword that kills you if you don't kill something.
no, I'm just clarifying. He does not draw it. He's just going to kind of like be kicking and just His boots probably pretty heavy.
I assume you have like a knife on you.
Yeah, just kind of just jam it up under some chins and shit.
Yeah, jab up and skins, like stomp on some heads that are particularly fragile. Yeah, you and Kosh should just spend a few minutes going around and making sure they're not going to get back up again.
Nice. All right, what's
Mange doesn't have anything in particular else to say. He's fucking mentally and physically drained at this point, so he wants to get the fuck home. So he's gonna start, or continue, rather, dragging this fucking leg back to the base. Because he's stubborn and he won't let go of it, especially considering it's made of gold and is shiny.
Would you have the black rats help you, or are you just dragging it on your own?
Mange would normally be too stubborn to let the black rats do it, but after a while, he's gonna fucking relent and let them help him take it back to base. But he's gonna look them in the eyes and say, "This belonged to Mange."
Yeah, after base, start feel like your back start to twitch. You're like, oh, it's gonna give out. So you like get the black rats to help you out. And yeah, between the five of you, it's a 14-foot long thing of gold, so it's fucking heavy. But yeah, a lot of you can manage it decently easy. You gotta take breaks every now and then. How strong the black cat? 13, they're decent strong. Yeah, so they can like put away their stuff and everybody like two rats to an end. And you guys lug it back to the base. Unless there's anything else anybody wants to do along the way. Apparently not.
How much would this... I'm trying to do the math here and see how fucking big this thing would be, how much this would be worth.
I'm not gonna sell it though. That's a trophy. That's one of our
I know it's a trophy,
raids.
but I just want to know what it fucking's worth. And I'm going on this site. And I'm seeing like a 250, the largest gold bar, of 250,000 grams, is apparently compared in weight to a large African lion. And I don't know how big a 250,000 gram bar of gold would be. Holy fuck, this is annoying. World's largest gold bar at the Toy Gold Museum. Well, that doesn't tell me anything because I have nothing to compare it to. Alright, never mind. Let's move on. Picture literally doesn't compare it to everything. Oh shit. Yeah, that thing ain't even remotely the size of fucking... Here, let me give you an image.
The thing is, you don't actually know if it makes it solid gold. You don't actually know if it makes it solid gold or it's like plated in gold.
I'm pretty fucking sure that we established it was solid gold. Also, this is the... that's the thing. That's how big it is. That's the largest...
Don't worry, we're not... I was just gonna say, don't worry, we're not gonna like sell it and just make all of the gold. We're keeping it as a trophy. Don't worry.
Mange is obsessed with keeping the shinies, so he's not gonna get rid of it.
It's just, I mean, like, yeah, if something's that big and weighs as much as a large lion, I think it might actually take. Like, I think Arlak is gonna have to help out as well.
Yeah, Arlak's gonna have to help. This thing's probably gonna wade through the fucking floor. Holy shit.
Well, Solomon's definitely going to help carrying it.
Let me post this image in the chat so that other people, that the viewers can see it. Basically, just Marius probably, but this is the size of the world's largest 250,000 carat gold bar that exists in real life, and it's about, I would estimate that's about like maybe 1.5 feet long, 2 feet max. We have a 13-foot fucking leg. And that thing weighs about, that one gold bar weighs about as much as a fucking African lion. This is gonna take a trip.
I want this to get brought into a bank somewhere in the world outside Mordheim. Like, I don't know the context, but we just got to make it happen.
I mean, good luck
Just need a
getting it
reaction.
out. Good luck getting it to another city.
That could be a whole adventure in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Good
get
luck getting
it.
the
Just get a caravan.
You're gonna
Manage to
need
get it into the
massively
caravan. The
reinforced
caravan
car.
breaks from the weight.
yeah. The car would need to be so reinforced to carry it.
Yeah.
And God, what a
All ogre staff.
bandit you would be.
I think
Mane
Skitry would have a
just
field
has to
day.
use the fucking ring to get up to 20 strength, and then just carry it for a short bit, and then wait a couple of days until he can use the ring again.
Yeah, like, even with your 20 strength, I think it would take like you and Arlak to be able to move this thing.
Yeah. I'm 17 strength right now because I don't have the ring's power, so yeah, it's going to take a while. So ring 10 is
what's Alex?
an average human strength, and this thing weighs, let's see, if we're estimating it's about 2 feet long, 250
2 foot
carats,
long.
250 kilograms, apparently. We're doing way too much math. That's 550 pounds.
You said how many pounds?
That is 551 pounds for that one bar of gold in Imperial, which is 250 kilograms in regular weight.
That's like half a ton.
So we
is-
just like, you sure you don't want to
And-
just, put it here somewhere, like a nice shrine and that mausoleum, come back, visit it whenever you want.
Mange is
No,
way
Mange is
too
kind of
stubborn
like
for that
thing.
shit.
All right. So, are we done with math?
Maybe.
Yes.
What's Alex's strength stat again?
23.
Yeah, okay, Solomon doesn't really stand a chance to that with his 18. Oh, wait, he has 19. Oh, wait, no, it's 18.
Yeah, you got the
Keep forgetting
other
the
thing.
atrophy. I have the atrophy.
That is the
keep my strength.
approximate weight of our fucking leg.
Math is fun.
Which is about, that is over 1.5 tons.
We are making
This is
such
fucking
a
dumb. This is
freaking.
fucking dumb. All right, let's fucking move on. This is going on way too long. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just way too curious about this
Like,
bullshit.
actual maths to work out exactly. Yeah, the thing weighs like more than a car. So yeah. Definitely needing a few of you to carry it. We were underestimating that.
Yep.
Yeah, and when you guys get back to the base, you are not hanging that up. That is just being dumped onto the floor.
I'm honestly surprised now that we've done the math that you're even allowing us to take it home in the first place.
I mean, you got enough people and you got enough strong people that you can manage it. And
Yeah,
like,
despite us
once you have it in the base, like, who the fuck is going to be able to steal it? So if they can steal that, they kind of deserve it. If they can.
The only thing I can imagine being able to waltz in and take it would probably be something akin to like a bloodthirster demon. So hell no, I'm not worried about that.
2-ton leg of gold.
I mean,
Just dragged outside
Maybe.
without waking you up.
maybe one day we'll go with someone who knows just exactly how to like incite Mange, but also just has the means of doing
Someone
that.
just comes in at a forklift.
Fight a modder modern construction team.
Yeah.
Warpstone forklift.
There's no way we're getting a warpstone forklift. The only one who could reliably use the thing would be Mange. And Solomon.
Alright, so.
You guys, with difficulty, managed to get Arlak and the guys to help out with that as you get that back to the base. The bled kind of split off about halfway along. They split off to head back to their base to go lick their wounds. You guys continue along the way to yours. Arlak helping with the legs since, well, your base is actually mostly along the way to his, so he might as well. You guys come in, kind of get it plopped down in a open enough space in the tavern that it can fit. And that like longer.
Oh boy.
Yep, that's about right. There we go. That's about the right size. Should be faster at the end, but yeah. I couldn't find a good leg token in Roll20.
Yeah. That's good
Just
enough.
get that arted up. Just a 14-foot leg. Gold.
Glory to the gold god.
Mange is probably going to relent to getting Skitchery to turn that thing into like a fucking like really uncomfortable couch.
I imagine that this started with Mange wanting to take it up to his room and Skitchery having to explain that it would break the floor.
Yeah.
It would just fall straight through the floor.
Mange actually lives with the other Skaven in the other house now.
Yeah, but yeah, fair.
We fix up effectively another house, and now Mange, Skit Scratch, the Skaven slaves, and the Black Rats live there, basically.
Fair.
But displaying it in the tavern is probably what Mange would want to do, because he likes bragging.
It's going to be a conversation starter.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. You guys get back to your base, and now I assume you guys are going to be taking a few days rest, because we actually forgot to do the downtime stuff.
Yeah, we can assume that we're taking a proper fucking downtime, and that I'm going to want to get my stats up to not death. And Mange is going to spend money to be filthy rich and get 2 luck up, because fuck this shit. I'm out.
Solomon's also going to spend some money on being filthy rich while resting.
I took damage to 3 separate stats. I took damage to my con, my will, and my charisma.
What was your will down to at the end?
My will was down to 6 at the end.
I thought it was 4.
Oh no, sorry, it was down to 5. I had to put it up. Yeah, I remember that we had that one roll where it was like the max was barely going to let me survive by 1 if I rolled max on the will drain. Yeah. Holy fuck! Oh my god!
Okay, Solomon can 2-shot you with this sword.
Yep.
If he can hit. Because apparently he can't hit shit.
Don't remind me, man. I had so many chances to kill that fucking vampire.
It's so low. Yeah, you hitting would have like shortened that fight by like 2 rounds.
It would have been great had we still had Bardic Inspiration at the time, but we didn't expect to need to drain the will of a motherfucker so goddamn much.
You shouldn't have got it that many times. The rolls were ridiculous. I should have just public rolled them so you knew I wasn't cheating.
I mean, I completely believe you, and it makes a funny-ass story, but holy fuck.
My dice are dumb as fuck.
Yep.
And the rescues were insane. But yeah, back to this session, not last session.
Yeah.
You get in, you basically order up, get all of the best shit brought in, because you're very exhausted and quite wounded, so you're going to have to take a few... Yeah, I assume you're going to be taking like a week. A couple of days.
Sleep off my blood fuel.
Yeah. You go to bed, wake up feeling comparatively like weak and slow as your buffs have gone.
Vargolf, I believe it was called.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can skip forward a couple days where you guys are resting. Then we can head to the new person.
Oh boy.
All
How
right.
much is
so
reroll improved? Sorry.
You're up to by 1.
Okay, cool.
So how should we do this then? Should we kind of like keep her identity a mystery until like we get to the thing, or should we reveal it now?
We are going to. All right, so we're going to first set the tone of what time it is and what's going on before she arrives. I think would be best.
Yeah. So you're gonna like cut over to seeing this. What can like best be described as like the most goth carriage you have ever seen? Just like black with like gargoyle designs at the top. No windows along it, but like kind of like red velvety curtain stuff kind of placed where windows would be as like decorations on it. So it's pulled by these 2 horses, seemingly, and it's like bulked out in very heavy barding. But anybody looking closely could see like the occasional flash of what is underneath the armor, and no skin, just bone. And from the eye sockets, instead of some eyes looking around, this is like slight like blue glow kind of glimmering inside. Person kind of sat at the top, like holding the reins and guiding these horses. Is a very like stooped over figure in full black. It's like this big black hood pulled down over his face. Very like Nazgul style. Can't really make out any details of him. No sign of the face or hands. Not even any feet, except like big boots on.
Yeah.
Probably about midnight at this point. The cart kind of pulls up, and you see that like it's kind of like going towards the eastern gate and kind of like veers off to the right, kind of going off of the road. Things a lot more bouncy inside for a moment before the driver kind of looks up, clicks, and like this hand kind of coming out of the sleeve, showing this bony hand, clicks, and then this like bluish greenish mist kind of builds up around the wheels of the cart, and it starts to slowly lift into the air, going from bumpy bouncing across it to gliding upwards, coming up and like just clearing the wall of the city and then slowly setting back down. So it's driving along on the roads again. And it starts slowly making its way towards a certain building.
Inside of said building, Mange is very likely sitting at the table with Skit Scratch and Mama, along with the other black rats nearby, and is working down food. Considering Alexandria no longer lives with us, we've lost our main cook, so the food is probably a lot less nice, but it's still passable, and I'm also a Skaven, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, so who would be like up around midnight?
Solomon.
Probably the werewolf, I would assume.
Yeah.
He's downstairs wolfing out.
Oh, the moon's still out? Ooh boy. Poor boy.
Every night he goes. So you
Oh,
can
nice.
just,
So
like, just hear this like growl and scraping of like claws on wood from downstairs.
And we still have a
nice
hurricane down there.
ambience of like the carriage pulling up, wolf howl into the night.
That's the best part. The Herbie is still down there.
Yeah, her
hasn't
just
gotten
gets
silver
no
yet.
sleep.
Yeah, it's good she hasn't gotten any silver yet, so she can't make him manacle. Yeah,
We've got a lot of gold for her if she wants.
Nothing's wrong with
silver.
I know.
Yeah. So, would anybody except the Skaven be kind of up and about?
Solomon would.
Siegfried's probably in bed at this point.
Yeah. What's Solomon doing? Since you're
Basically, some late night prayers to Nurgle, exploring the disease he has in the bottle, making sure it doesn't spread to the others.
Sniffing the bottle like a fine wine. When it's got this like corrosive sludge.
He's kind of just thinking if he can use it to make new diseases.
And you got it there, like examining it and doing some prayers to Nurgle.
Yep.
Then Mange
God.
hears, like a knock at the door.
Mange perks up from everything he's doing and looks at the others, and he feels like this is a little bit uncommon for anybody to, ever knock on our door, let alone at midnight. So Mange is going to take care of this himself personally because he assumes something might be up. He picks up his axe and has it held in his offhand. Not like super menacingly, but ready in case something happens. And he proceeds towards the door, and as he proceeds towards the door, he points to Skid Scratch and says, "You're here, be prepared."
Okay.
And he's just like telling Skid Scratch to get ready in case something happens because he thinks something might burst through the door or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mage approaches the door and puts his hand on the handle, stands for like a moment, and then rapidly opens the door, like faster than anyone would ever expect. He just like flings it open. He's like, "What?"
Yeah. And as you swing open the door, you see two figures stood there. One you recognize. Actually, would
Mange has never met her. Mange doesn't know her.
Like Mange pay attention?
Mange doesn't know her. Mange has never met her.
You know,
Mange has never seen her.
No, the only one who's really seen her was Joel,
Oh yeah.
Alex.
She probably knows about
Rowan.
Mange, but Mange knows shit all about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, none of the characters
see a
in the
figure
house right
who-
now knows her.
Yeah.
I see two figures I've never seen before.
Two figures who you've not heard of. One of who you have like heard a description of
Vaguely.
from them. It's like, very tall, very pale woman. The skin kind of like the moon like glimmers off it, the right, looking a bit almost like tiny scales, like leather, one or the other. And
Don't I have to
like,
do a check when I'm in her presence or whatnot?
I'll get to that. I'm just describing stuff first.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of got this like long flowing brown hair, it's kind of like blowing outwards, like there's either like a heavy wind or she's underwater. This weird thing. Her eyes are just pure white, and she's wearing what is a dress, if one cut out every part that wasn't required for a dress.
Yeah, basically.
Very
Scantily clad MMO armor.
basically. It's a top tier MMO mage armor.
Yeah.
Hashtag boob armor.
And next to her, who else do you see?
Wait, is this? No, this can't be. Is it? Did you?
It's not your big moment, it's your introduction. Get going.
As she's basically talking to her mom, like, is this? Did you? Wait, you?
And
Are you serious?
introduce what you look like for the audience.
If you could pull up her like a PFP on her like on her character profile, Mange or Trisky, whatever.
Yeah, let me see. Do I actually have access to her thing? Where is it?
You should be able to. You should be
No,
able to.
I can't see the sheet. You haven't given me that permission yet.
Oh, how do I do that?
I'm talking to Zach. He needs to. I can't see her sheet. I can see everyone else. So I can't even see her bio and info stuff. There we go.
We can see it.
All right. Samantha is a rather. Samantha is a pretty short, to be perfectly honest, standing at 4'10". Yeah, that. She's a bard who's been raised as a child from what was her name again? The vampire woman. I can't ever remember her name.
The name is Cynthia.
Cynthia, who was raised by Cynthia as her own, and as you can see, she's a mutant. very specific mutant because she seems to have almost all the characteristics of a snake, including a little lisp that makes it so she has to hiss every time she pronounces the letter S. And she's been wanting to test out her quote-unquote like musical magic for a long time now. So this is a real surprise for her, as this is her 18th birthday.
She's legal. For all you fucking scalies in the chat.
Oh boy.
Don't worry, it's not going to be like that with this one.
Yeah.
And she's basically going, wait, did you? You didn't!
Mange looks
kind of like looking at her mom.
Mange looks at the snake woman and then looks at the tall woman and says, What?
Well, I have a bit of an arrangement to make with the wizards. But
Rowan?
I suppose it would go the same. You are the supposed leader here.
Yes, Mange leader!
Essentially, to give you the rundown, the short version. He like gestures towards Samantha. Samantha here shall be joining your warband, I suppose, the best way to put it. We will make sure that she doesn't die.
Mange looks at Samantha, looks back at her, and says, Okay, come in!
It's like,
Other than making
yay!
sure she doesn't die. Very well. Thought that would take more convincing.
Oh boy.
Samantha just immediately runs in and just basically does this weird thing where she goes up and hugs Mange and then like gently constricts her with her tail.
Oh, yeah. And Mange,
her?
give me a will check.
Him, whatever. Italian
You're
messed
doing
me
this
up.
a lot!
Italian
So
messes
hard.
me up, alright?
It's a good thing that we fucking had the long rest, because otherwise my will check would be guaranteed failure there. It's just a will check, willpower, right?
At the end was affection.
This would have been after your will recover.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
I've returned it to 13 at this point. If it weren't, I would have failed that.
Oh, I forgot to mention this. You should have had a -2 on that. Because I forgot to mention it, I'll let you roll it again with a -2. Because I should mention these beforehand. I just keep blanking on doing so.
Well, I don't really know how to force it at a -2, so I'll just temporarily make it 11, I guess, and fail.
Ooh. Would Solomon hear all the tension going on downstairs?
Yeah, you can. Mange isn't quiet.
And neither is Samantha.
He goes to join the noisy punch.
I haven't moved Samantha to be this full size of the 2 tokens, by the way.
I know, because she's short.
Oh yeah,
She's very short.
She is small.
small,
Very small. Shorter than Mange.
small snack.
Small Snek.
Yeah, Mange has to look down at you in spite of your tail, but you could probably lift yourself up further with your tail. It would just
Yeah,
be
she
something
could, like,
you would have to consciously
From the
do.
top of her head to the bottom of her tail is probably like closer to like 12 foot, but she's coiled up most of the time.
Yeah, either coiled up or like her entire tail is behind her. One of the two, depending.
And yes, Solomon, as you come down, you can also give me a willpower with a -2. Because this is the first time you've seen her as well.
That is a fail.
No, that's a... Oh, you didn't put in the -2.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it, so...
Your willpower is 16? I thought it was like 19.
No, it's 16. I lost one. It used to be 17. It's my strength that's my best one now because of the gaze of the gods giving me +4.
Alright.
Right.
So would you like to describe her first before I'll kind of flavor it as Samantha's really wrapped up in this hug right now and is probably doesn't notice you just yet?
So you feel Mange feels the hug and the constricting, and normally his initial reaction would be to throw you away, but considering you've been delivered by this being which Mange looks at, and she seems like somebody that Mange should respect, he sort of just deals, which is quite out of character for him. But he's the whole entire time you're holding him, he's looking over your shoulder at her, but you probably don't notice.
Nope, she sure doesn't.
As you're kind of like, as you're being like strangle hugged, effectively.
Yeah,
Something
basically.
like,
Not exactly strangle hugged. It's pretty gentle.
Yeah. So like every time you breathe out, it gets a tiny bit tighter, but not enough to actually choke you. It's just kind of instinct.
Mange sort of just subconsciously, like, without the acid effect, just pats her on the back with the tentacle.
And she kind of looks over at this and like kind of like grabs it and it's like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah. You see something and like looks at this happening and kind of looks to Solomon as he comes down the stairs. Well, I'll leave Samantha to make her introductions. Could you tell me where Rowan is? I have business with him.
Earn upstairs!
Yeah, upstairs.
Or door left!
As Solomon says this, she looks up and says, "Oh, and you must be Solomon!" And she just kind of like runs over and does the same constricting plus hugging thing. So nice to see. It's so nice to see you. I
Solomon
finally see you.
Tries to make sure that he is as wide as possible, so she does not make him have trouble breathing.
Mange is looking at the woman at Cynthia as she goes away. Once she's out of sight, I'm assuming that once she's out of sight, the sort of thing breaks a tiny bit, and he can concentrate on other things again.
You still remember. It's just not an immediate effect.
Yeah, Mange turns back to look at the newcomer as far as he's concerned, because Mange takes a while to learn people's name. And so he's just like, Snek thing, come drink.
It's like, oh, I can't really drink.
Little one?
Mange looks at you weird, just
Someone
like, why
just
not?
steps
Go
down
down
with
throat,
carrying
just
her.
drink.
I'm just not one for drink, is all. I appreciate
you don't
the
want
offer,
to
though.
sit, jeez. Come eat.
Oh, okay. And she's kind of like, lets go of Solomon. It's like following Mange. It's like, are you following along as well, Solomon?
Pluck.
And Samantha's kind of going, you're the first mutant I've seen besides myself.
You have apparently never been into the sewers then. That's good.
No, I have not.
Let's keep it that
I haven't
way.
been outside much at all.
That is not as good, but
Mange looks
let's
at her
fix
and just
that.
says, get used to being dirty. And he just
Like
pushes like, so what you see in the middle of the table, probably at some point we've gotten like Skittery or somebody else with like actual taste buds to make something. It's not as nice as when Alexandria was here, but it's definitely passable as a meal. And it's just like in what those like center bowl things where you just take what you need from it. You see the center plate with a bunch of like varied meats and like whatever the fucks you can get in Mordheim, because it's Mordheim kind of food. And a lot of it has been picked away by Mange, Skit Scratch, and Mama Jones and the other rat, but there's still a decent amount there that you can pick some food from. And Mange just hands you a plate.
So pretty much only meat?
There's a decent amount of meat, but I don't know what else you could fucking get in fucking Mordheim that would be passable as food.
Samantha kind of like looks at this and kind of like, I'm sorry, I'm a pescatarian.
Pescatarian, what?
Mange looks
Means
at
she
her.
only eats fish.
Mange looks at her with
Fish and vegetables.
Mange looks at her and just like, that weird word.
It means I only fish. And, veggies and stuff like that, but not meat.
You're gonna be in a bit of a pickle then. It's going to be hard to keep fish up here.
I feel like we've added the fucking vegan ass character to this.
That's what I'm flavoring as her delicate stomach gift. That's what I'm flavoring it as, pescatarian. That's why it's so expensive.
That makes sense, yeah.
All right.
Mange looks at her and he just sort of shrugs and he starts going to the back and he's going to see if he can find anything that would fit.
Yeah,
trying to be hospitable.
Like fish around. Yeah, it's like there is a river in Mordheim. The fish are like the fish in The Simpsons, effectively. They're not normal fish anymore.
Good. Extra eye here and there.
Extra eyes, extra fins, just like an
might
arm.
be big enough to try and eat your arm.
Yeah. So Mange wanders off for a little bit and then comes back with it. But in the meanwhile, you probably get some time to talk to the others.
In the meantime, Samantha suddenly realizes that there's more people around and just starts going around and hug constricting literally everyone in the tavern.
I imagine like fucking the black rats are probably just like weirded out by this. Skit Scratch is actively trying to pry himself out. This is just in my head.
Samantha is definitely like with Skit Scratch, kind of like petting him as well. So cute.
It's that when you approach Skit Scratch, like backs away because he doesn't know you.
It's like
back there, kind of hiding behind chairs.
It's like, it's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. You're fine. If you don't want a hug, that's okay.
Just kind of like pokes at his head, hisses, and then goes back behind the chair.
This is more than the fucking snake does.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, and he's like hugging one of the black rats. You see, Mama kind of like a step tap up, and he's got this wooden stick coming out of his ankle. He steps him and it's like, seems to be almost like sniffing you.
As he starts sniffing her, she's going to see this and then take the opportunity to constrict hug him as well.
Yeah, he really doesn't seem too bothered by it. He just like keeps kind of like sniffing, like tapping your back in various parts of you.
And then all of a sudden, like, you see her tongue flick out for a minute, and then she's just like, "Oh,
yeah, he does not smell good."
You guys are very nice, but you need a bath.
Mange coming back literally as you're saying this, and just like, what's a bath?
It's like
Mange is what most of us do in the morning.
You don't.
Solomon wouldn't be bathing every morning. I don't think he would understand that.
He actually would. He's very much a Synergal cultist.
I mean, I know.
Pulls out this small vial of very murky liquid, which looks like it has something floating in it, and like takes it out and then puts it back. Make when can.
I know a little bit of apothecary. Is that what you want? I don't really know what
Mama use.
Mange looks at her, and Mange doesn't know how to say it straight up, so Solomon probably should.
Solomon just leans into her and says, he's basically asking to use your poop for his potions.
Samantha kind of, I see. Well, I guess I won't be using them, so yeah, help yourself.
Puts it back.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how he makes it work, but his potions work. Disgusting as they are, they work. And that's coming from a sewer mutant, by the way.
Spectacular.
Mange makes you nice. Mange brought out like a tray with a bunch of the few fish that you could really find, plus whatever vegetable shit.
The tray has like have you seen like the blobfish? That like the fish looks like just like this really upset like melty face. It's like
Above
one like
water,
that.
I guess.
They look almost as disturbing as us,
Yeah.
if not more.
It's like,
This is like vaguely annoyed looking melty face. It's like what looks like a normal trout. Then you kind of flip it over and it's got like 4 extra eyes along its length. These small tentacles kind of slowly waving about.
Yeah.
oh, thank you. You're very sweet, Mange. And she kind of like starts eating it very slowly, kind of like trying not to barf.
Considering this is the kind of fish that you're getting, I would assume this would at least taste all right to you if that's your diet, because they still probably taste much the same. But they just probably work it, look, and act differently.
They taste alright. They're a bit spicier than they should be.
It's
So like a bit of
just like
bit of a kick to it. But yeah, they taste alright. A little bit burned.
the first bite is kind of like really hesitant, trying not to barf, and then she's like, "Oh, this isn't so bad."
Yeah, it's like eating insects. It looks horrifying, but doesn't taste that bad.
Have you done it?
No,
I have.
just from what I've heard.
Yeah,
I have
that's
eaten a few bugs. It's not that bad.
Mange looks at her and puts a couple of things of regular meat into his mouth, and they just suddenly remember something. He's just like, look, and he points at the fucking like 2-ton leg across that she probably hasn't noticed yet.
All right, and I can imagine Samantha immediately knows what this is.
Yeah, you've like seen a couple of Argos here and there, normally from a long distance, as they like ran with a pack of wolves after something.
You guys killed a werewolf? Vargolf?
I mean,
Yeah.
she's lived in Sylvania, so she wouldn't really pronounce V's. Technically, she would have a Transylvanian accent. If you can do it.
Wargolf? She just kind of says
your
that.
accent would very most likely sound like the stereotypical like vampire with hissing.
Except hold the S's.
Yes.
Sylvania is just Transylvania. They barely hit it. They just took off the tran.
But
yeah, there's no change allowed in Sylvania.
Sylvania.
I mean, Bretonia's pretty on the nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she goes, "You guys killed a werewolf?"
Mange nods and smiles. This is the first time she's gonna see like his ear-to-ear massive ass grin. He's just like, he points at the axe that he's been holding, but like sort of offhandedly this entire time, and says, "Axe cut off limbs, make gold."
Ooh, that's very cool. How did you get that?
Long battle, long story. Another time.
Okay.
Mange moves over to a spot. So I'm assuming that correct me if I'm wrong, but the like bedrooms are like along here on the next floor. Or like here. Like they're right above us basically on the next floor. Zach?
Sorry?
The bedrooms are like right above us on the next floor, right?
Some of them are. Most of them I have to go outside and then up some of the stairs. So yeah,
All right, well,
the tower.
I'm going to assume that Siegfried is one of the ones above because I want to do this because it's funny. If that's all right with you, Siegfried.
Oh boy.
Mange is just going to like walk over to a certain point, random, like he's just going to like casually walk over here and past her, and then he's going to take his tentacle and take his axe and start banging at the ceiling above him, which is literally the floor underneath your room. He's just like, Siegfried, wake up!
What?
You just hear massive thwapping from underneath you.
Oh, come on! You do like kind of a stop.
Downstairs, new friend.
Hold up. You hear just kind of gradually, like stuff being dragged, stuff being like dragged around the floor. Eventually, you hear a door open, close, and you'd see Siegfried just coming down the stairs. Probably not in armor. Probably looks like just quickly like got dressed. Has the sword though still slung around his shoulder. Oh, Oh, hey.
Where is
Snake.
where is he?
He'd be coming down the stairs right now. Sorry, I didn't move to tell.
So she's like, so for oh, and you see this giant snake person just start slithering, sprinting over to you, and then just grab you.
Well, giant
sorry,
snake
it
part,
cut out
but
for the
short
last.
person. Samantha
I got
fucking
out. I just
runs
heard
towards
snake,
you.
and then I heard you.
Yeah, and then she just looks over, and then just starts sprinting, basically slithering really fast towards you, and just grabs you and kind of constricts you as well as hug you. Hello, my name is Samantha.
Hey there, Samantha. Siegfried.
Nice to meet you, Siegfried. I've heard a little bit about you from Mom.
What's your mom's name?
Came with pretty vampire lady.
That's my mom. She's still hugging you, she's not hugging you anymore, but she's still constricting you, forgetting that she's doing it.
Mange just sort of taps you on the, like, well, it would be a leg if you were a human, but on the, like, scales.
It's like, huh? Oh, right. And then she kind of like lets you go.
He's like trying. He's just kind of smiling, like despite it, maybe like just a slight wince. It just, vampire mom. So you have you can like change and stuff.
Oh no, this is how I was born. I was a mutant. But my original mommy didn't really like me, so she left me out in the woods. Oh. But my new mommy took me in
she's
and
lived
raised
with her all her life.
me.
You would probably just consider her your real mommy. That's basically what my dad refers to his mom and dad as, because my dad was adopted, so he doesn't give a shit. She's your mom.
Mm.
Yeah, she's like, no, this mama, it raised me. Would she have actually told her that she's adopted?
You would have figured it out from context clues, even if you were...
Eventually.
Eventually you would. You're 18. You would have figured it out by this point.
Yeah.
Like, you're basically homeschooled, but you're not that much of a dumbass, I assume, right?
No, she's fairly intelligent. 9 intelligence. She's all right.
2 vampires love each other very much.
9
Snake.
intelligence is as much as intelligence as Mange.
Yeah, no, but 9 is like just below average, because the average is technically 10.5, so it's only a bit below average. They haven't gotten.
Meanwhile, Solomon is above average with 13.
Yeah, that little bit below is just basically because she lacks a little bit of common sense in some scenarios.
Yeah. She lacks street smarts. Like in its entirety.
She's book smart, but that's about it. But yeah, she's like, but I'm so happy to meet you guys. I can't wait to help you guys out.
Why exactly are you so happy to meet us?
Because I've always wanted to go with some adventurers like yourselves, uphold justice and help people.
Mange pats her on the shoulder, and Mange looks at you with like the most like laughing expression, just like, good joke.
I don't think she's joking, but it's still hilarious.
I know you guys don't think so, but the people you've taken down were really bad people, and you've helped the people that weren't bad too. So, like it or not, you guys are good guys in my book.
Mange looks at you, and you can literally see, like, if this were a cartoon, smoke would be coming out of his ears because he doesn't understand the sentiment at all, and it frightens him.
She kind of sees this and says, you guys do good things, you guys good people.
Mange looks at you and just like, Mange understood what's said, but not understand what's said. Like he understood the words that you uttered, but he doesn't get it.
Well, I like people who help people. I guess in this age, that's just my preference, but still.
You see Mange for like a moment longer, the smoke is going on, and then if anything, it's just all of a sudden like the gears in his head stop whirring because they decide that it's not worthwhile, and he's just like, whatever.
I suppose you guys aren't exactly philosophers.
Mange looks at her, then looks at his horns, then looks at his tentacle, then looks at his axe, then looks at his extra arm holding with a fucking like skaven claw on his hip, and then looks at his chaos armor, and then looks back at her again.
It depends on what you think a philosopher is, I guess.
Like at this point, just to establish this, she would be coming in, and Mange would be fully in his armor with all of his weapons on him, because Mange is stubborn and sleeps in his armor most of the time. He would have probably slept without it after that whole debacle with the fucking Wargle for a long while. But in general, he sleeps with his armor.
Chaos armor. It's chaos armor, so while you wear it, it feels like skin, so you don't actually need to take it off.
And it's just
plus it's an annoyance to take it off because it's a strength check, so he just sleeps in it.
And you have to try to pry it off of your skin to get it off. And it's kind of thing that when you get chaos armor, you don't really take it off again.
Yeah.
And she kind of looks around. She's like, "You're Mange, the generous Skaven. I've heard a little bit about you."
All of a sudden, you see, like, the gears stopped whirring, and now they've started, like, going into high gear. If you were billowing smoke before, he would be billowing, like, I don't know. Like, this is, like, massive-ass fucking vape cloud nerds level of smoke coming out of his fucking ears. He's just, like, looking at you with the most confused expression you've probably ever seen. Generous! Mange.
Solomon leans in to whisper to Mange, "It means that you give your gold away for good reasons."
Ah! But this Mange sort of just like jumps up and starts like running around the room rapidly, just like, "Not generous! Not generous!"
I feel like that might be the worst.
You pay for
way
half the base repairs, man.
Oh,
he's knocking over a few of the chairs as he's going around, and then eventually comes up to the gold thing and just hugs it. Right now, you're just seeing Mange over in the corner, like hugging this massive golden leg as tight as possible. He's holding it like he's holding on for dear life to like the last fucking rope, preventing him from falling off a fucking cliff right now. He looks so desperate.
He's like, maybe generous isn't the best word. Maybe
my leg! Michael!
What
fair. The fair Skaven. Does that work?
Not really.
He's less treacherous than I
at this point, Mange can't hear anything, so he's still stuck on generous. So even though you've changed it, he hasn't, like, he isn't, like, a mental state so much that he can't, like, unless somebody tries to steal the gold from under him right now, he's probably not paying attention to it. He's just latching onto this thing for dear life and screaming.
Someone's just like, first mental breakdown for Mange. He gives him some pats on the shoulder.
Mange hisses at you as you touch him, and the tentacle actually lashes out at you, probably just barely missing.
She's like, anyways, and you're Siegfried, the noble warrior.
Siegfried would just kind of smile and shrug. I guess it depends. I'm all right enough, I suppose. Anyone I kill, they were kind of a prick. I don't just do it at random, so.
She kind of nods her head and then kind of goes back over to Solomon. And you're Solomon, the Nurgle priest of mercy.
Wouldn't call it so much mercy as plain indifference. Sure,
So what I'm gathering is that what in my head, all I can do, correct me if I'm wrong, is establish that Samantha has been told by her mom all these stories about us, but she's embellished it in such a way to make us seem like fairy tale heroes.
Basically, she's told them the truth and nothing but the truth, but she's interpreted it as, oh, so these are all really good people.
Nah, it's just weirdos who don't really give a shit.
Yep.
She doesn't see it that way, though.
A drink before joining everyone again.
Well, it'll take a month, but they can sure show her how fucking little they care about good or evil.
And Samantha will show how much she cares about it.
Yeah. So Mange at this
She's
point, basically Mange is out of the scene for a while. It's going to take him like another 5 minutes or so to even remotely calm down from this.
All because Solomon told him specifically what generous means. And it's not even a lie, he's paid for half the fucking base repairs.
Yeah, and every single time he's done it super begrudgingly, but he's still done it, and yet it didn't really click in his head that this might mean something to other people, and that's what he doesn't like, that it means... Basically, he's interpreted the idea of generous as, oh, people assume that I will give them my shinies, and that is, like, completely antithetical to Mange's being, and is why he's freaking out so much.
Alright, so at this point, would she ever hear, like, the clawing and howling in the basement?
Probably.
Roll a perception. Detection if you got it.
Detection, alright. Guess so.
Yeah. So that you hear just like, but straight up would sound like a wolf, like howling.
Do you guys have a wolf downstairs?
Like the sound like bending metal. It's like metal being like forced apart.
Oh shit.
It's like, is everything okay? It sounds like the wolf is in pain. Could I make like an animal lore or something?
Sure.
Alright. Nope.
Yeah, that sounds like a wolf that's in pain.
It's like, that wolf sounds in pain. Is he alright?
Over here.
It's like you heard that creaking and groaning and then it stopped. It tends to like come up in bursts as he like puts all the energy into something and then spends a moment to recover.
It's like, I could heal him if you'd like. I know how to do that.
One. From this.
What do you mean?
That's not a wolf down there.
It isn't?
Ever heard of the lycanthropy curse?
So, she's like, can she just roll a general lore or something?
Yeah.
Right.
For werewolf, say it'll be arcane lore.
Arcane lore? I don't have arcane lore.
Just intelligence.
Alright. Would it count as like history or culture at all?
No, werewolves are fairly obscure, so no.
Alright, let's see.
And Solomon
she
didn't
actually
give her...
gets it.
You do know a bit about werewolves, actually.
Holy shit, she got the obscure name for werewolf. Holy damn.
And she's like, werewolves, right? Oh, is that what's down there?
Yep.
Aw, poor thing. Oh,
Not poor. You are not going to let that thing out. It will try to kill us all.
no, but maybe Mama has a spell that might cure him?
We are working on some silver manacles. We just need the silver.
It's like,
And yeah, you know, Cynthia, while she's a good main, she's mostly like necromancy, illusions, disguises, that kind of thing. It's not like a curse break. She's not like the most powerful mage or anything. She's fairly average as far as vampires go.
I'm sure we can work something out eventually. And she kind of like continues eating and kind of like chatting up Mama Jones and just kind of like asking about stuff around the base.
Yeah. As you guys can like settle down for a moment, you hear like the sound of footsteps coming down the stairs, and you see Cynthia kind of returning, and Siegfried.
Oh yeah, the roll.
Yeah, yours is just a normal willpower.
It was Will.
Yeah, just willpower check. You are not close enough for the -2, so yours is normal.
And fail. Oh!
Terrible failure.
Oh god.
Yeah, he fucking loves this woman.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Ew, and that 20 is good.
Story building, ladies and gentlemen, at the roll of a dice.
If only life was that easy to build story in.
You get an extra line for the 20.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
So Siegfried is probably just like at the counter now, coming back in with a drink and just kind of like stops in place upon noticing.
Yeah, it's gonna come back into the drink. You hear like a creak on the steps, and you kind of look over as you see her coming down the stairs, and you guys can like hear the creak on the steps. You see her, you just hear it as you look over, and Siegfried has dropped his glass.
It's like, oh, are you all right? Is there a broom somewhere?
I imagine Mama Jones would know where the broom is.
Yeah, Mama just like starts hobbling along to go and get it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, are you leaving, Mama?
Oh no, he's just getting the broom.
Oh no, not that Mama. This Mama. She kind of says.
This is going to be great. This is going to be great. I can already tell.
As she said, as she kind of like hugs and kind of like much lighter constricts.
But you couldn't constrict tight enough to hurt her if you tried.
Yeah, but yeah, she as she hugs it, kind of like, are you going to be leaving now?
Yes. So, well, I'll be around for, I think, about an hour. The maid wanted to get ready first.
Oh, Rowan, right?
Yes. Oh, essentially, the exchange is that he's going to be coming with me to learn some magical studies in a bit of a place where you can focus more. And, well, you are going to be here to do what you've been wanting to do.
Thank you so much, Mama. You're the best Mama ever, she says as she like gives her a kiss on the cheek. I love you so much.
Let me just interject here and just be like, a place where he can focus more. What? You're saying he can't focus with all of this racket? No!
Yeah, she kind of like looks around and like locks eyes with Siegfried. It's like looks at you, tilts the head for a moment. Just make sure that Samantha doesn't die, if you will.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's like, Mama, did you do it again?
She just like smiles.
Siegfried just like kind of a very just like kind of dumbstruck in love grin back.
Consciously does. It's just like she just has kind of like an aura that just kind of affects people.
Yeah, she's saying it kind of playfully.
Yeah, and she just like tends to take full advantage of it.
It's like,
yeah, you won't need to worry about a thing. She's couldn't be safer hands in Mordheim. This whole part of the Empire, even. Or well, part of Empire adjacent, like Nether realms. You know, same thing.
It's like. It's like,
I'll be back to check on you, make sure you're doing okay when I can, every few weeks or so.
Try not to seduce any of them next time you come here.
I don't try.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, we'll
Love. She kind of like waving as she leaves. Bye, Mama. Love you.
Have fun.
I
She
will.
heads out.
Stop back
fucking,
anytime.
just fucking leaving their kid at the park. Except there's a bunch of fucking murderous degenerates.
Yeah, leaving their kid at the freaking crack house war zone.
The only difference
accurate.
is that only difference is if anything happens to the child, the entire place gets nuked.
Yeah, we now have
Fair.
we have an in-character reason to try and protect the pacifist.
Yeah.
Sit. The moment you come back to the table, Siegfried's just like, so that's your mom, huh?
It's like she looks at him like kind of like a oh really kind of look. Like
Solomon
yes.
kind of steps over. Really, dude? Really?
Wow, very it's like a very that's
Attractive.
very awesome. You're well, yeah, of course. But
it's like
what's
she
what's
kind of
doing in a
like
place like this? Like you guys have like a manor somewhere? Yeah.
she rolls her eyes. She lives very, very far away, and she's not interested in dating right now. Trust me. Many have tried.
I'm gonna call you Dad.
There,
It's like,
there's like just a brief moment of like a scene of just like sorrow, but then sets back to like, oh, yeah, I mean, no, just wondering, it seems like a really cool ally, and but hey, glad to have you aboard.
thank
yeah,
you, Siegfried.
Is there anything we can get you while you're here? Maybe we should show you around, pick which room you like best. We have some
Ming just comes up behind
vacancies recently. Not do any disaster.
Samantha in the middle of all this, interrupting Siegfried, and just taps her on the shoulder and just like, give gold. And you see like this look in his eyes, like this weird look, like he's trying to like fix something that's wrong.
It's like, oh, you need gold? Oh, what for?
Give gold.
Well, if we're going to protect you, we should be paid.
Mange, that is no way to talk to this esteemed
guest.
It's like, oh, okay. She kind of like reaches into her like backpack and just kind of pulls out 10 gold pieces.
Mange grabs this gold, and you can see like as soon as he holds it in his hand, he has like this rabid look in his eyes for a moment, and then you see it's sort of like dull and calm finally. He's just like, everything is right. Shyness. And he puts it in his bag. And he looks at you, and he's just like, welcome to Clan of Culled.
It's like, she's just like, she kind of laughs at this, and she's like, that word doesn't mean you give gold to people. It just means that you don't take it without reason.
Mange looks at her, and you get the impression that he's just like, this is going in one ear and out the other immediately to him. He's just trying to actively ignore it. He's just like, enjoy our fish! And then he starts walking off like very stiffly.
He's quite the character, huh?
And then he comes back around and he pats Siegfried on the shoulder and he says, don't question me.
Yeah, he's our weirdo little
rolls his
leader.
eyes.
It's like,
Solomon said that while that Mange passes by, so...
and she's just like, alright. So, what do you guys usually do around here when you're not fighting some warband?
Oh, on average, trying to survive day to day.
It's much Yeah, much more comfortable than a lot of places do it though in Mordheim. Got our own tavern, got all sorts of friends.
It's like,
As the tables around us magically shift.
She's like, yeah, it's very quaint. Everyone's just
dying. I'm just dying on the inside. I'm sorry. I'm going to mute myself.
Not a word I heard for it yet, but I'll keep that in. I'll keep that in mind. It's homey.
That it is. It's like I still have to figure out some way to get her grip off of you for a while.
What?
I mean, why would we use any expensive thing for this when we can just punch him into the ground? A quick knockout usually fixes this kind of shit.
Siegfried's just backing up like, whoa.
Not usually. It's... You see, my mama has this passive effect that wherever she goes, anyone that looks at her becomes immediately attracted to her, like a lot. And in your case, I think it hit pretty hard.
What? No, I just, I appreciate
Don't lie to me.
Nice thing.
You're still thinking about her.
Well, yeah.
Probably imagine.
What aren't you?
In your bed.
Man, there's no problem. Her grip, you said, like.
Yes, as in she can't escape your mind, and you can't resist her in any way.
I mean, why would I want to though? I mean, but I'm just saying, she's a good friend of us all, and I bet
Ooh, she's got you bad, huh?
We met her just tonight, dude. What the hell?
I mean,
I already know how it works, Siegfried. I've been around her for a while.
Just kind of waves it off, like, nah, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. She kind of like continues like eating her like mutated fish. And I guess she's like just waiting for something to happen, I guess. I don't know. Eventually, once everyone wakes...
at this point.
Eventually, he's not quite sitting down yet because he's like, I don't know, are people gonna just attack me? What the fuck?
It's like, no one's going to attack you.
I would say you go up and sleep this off, Siegfried.
Maybe that might do it.
Right.
I mean, I think I might just stay down here and keep watch a while with
it doesn't wear off.
The basement.
It is a permanent thing.
Just
unless you like attack,
make sure everything's okay down here.
Raise them or something like that, or somebody uses charm.
It's held him so far, but if he breaks through the floorboards, I got a Pat's sword. Got to be ready.
It's like she continues eating, just like, oh yeah, I forgot. You guys sleep during the nighttime usually, don't you?
Yes, most things happen during the day. It's only weirdos like me and Mange who don't really sleep during the day.
Oh,
well, night.
I can't wait to meet everyone else in the morning.
We sleep when
sure to get a nap. I made sure to get a nap on the way here, so I'm bright-eyed and scaly-tailed for this to meet everyone.
Oh boy, that's gonna be hilarious.
So I'm guessing she's just gonna eat, and she's kind of gonna wait until daylight comes and everyone comes down.
Solomon's going to nap in the chair.
Yeah, well, there would have been like...
I mean, how long would Siegfried have been sleeping before this?
It's about midnight, so you've gotten a few hours for this. Depending on when you go to bed.
Probably
Yeah,
wide
still
awake
keep
now,
watch.
though, with,
We'll probably occasionally
fluttering
ask
thoughts of
annoying.
vampire lady in your head.
Yeah, he's probably going to stay up, occasionally ask annoying questions about Samantha's mom.
Like,
At some point,
Oh, how long has she been around? Like,
Mange is going to get sick of hearing about this stuff, and now that he's calmed down a little bit, he's going to go over to Samantha and say, "Come, Mange show!" and just take her on a tour to get her away from Siegfried so she could stop hearing Siegfried's questions.
all right.
but hold on, Mange, where you guys going? You know, there's a lot of dangerous stuff around us.
Mange turns back to Siegfried, points at him, and just says, "Sit!"
I mean, I'm just saying.
And then Mange just sort of like force drags, considering Mange is like one of the fastest people in this group because of his dumb mutations. He sort of just like force drags Samantha along and just like, "Let's go."
Ooh. She does not stand a single chance resisting him, so she kind of just goes like, "Oh, all right."
He would just call after him like, "Hey, you know, holler if you need me. I'm over here." He's kind of like tilting, watching them leave.
Siegfried, dude. Siegfried, my friend. I am going to goddamn have to cure malady on you sometime if this keeps up, man.
Hey, she wants us to, you know, protect your kid. I'm just saying, you know, we've never really done the whole protection thing
like
before.
You hear Samantha like screaming down the hall. You should probably do it now before it gets any worse.
Fine. Let's see if I have it memorized.
Does cure malady even do it for something like this? Not really a malady.
You don't know.
Let's see if I even have it on
here. Is a curse
here.
a malady? Chat, what do you think?
Well, it's definitely not an injury.
Accidentally cures his head scar or his clouded eyes.
Well, he could.
Yeah. So
at this point, basically, I'm not going to keep dragging around the token, but Mange basically brings her about and shows her like the couple other buildings that we have touched up enough to live in. The one that the Skaven live in. The other one that is sort of, I forget who's living in that or using that, to be honest. I think we have two, but we've only really established that one is the Skaven house. Yeah, alright. But yeah, Mange just drags her along, shows her a bunch of stuff around. He eventually brings her to the like hatch that leads to the basement like jail and says, "Down there, jail, not go." And if
okay.
And then basically this whole entire time Mange is just dragging her around and showing her the entire place and saying like pointing things out very like bluntly and briefly.
Fair enough.
You'd have like gone through the stables and seen like Vertas, Trud, the cold one, and Chompy, or just sleeping.
Yeah, Mange is going to make a certain point of like bringing her to meet Chompy.
It's like, aww, so cute. And she's gonna like go up to pet Chompy.
Oh boy.
Chompy sort of has a link to Mange, so I'm assuming Chompy wouldn't assume her an enemy.
Yeah, it just basically like you're like petting it, it's sitting there and just not moving at all.
He's very cute.
Should she do an animal lore to see if she's like read anything about belays?
If you want.
Sure, why not? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you've heard about them. They're land sharks, they burrow.
Yeah, they're land sharks, you know, all that stuff. You've not heard of them being pets, though. Like, from what you've heard, they're very difficult to tame.
How did you get a hold of him? He's so calm.
Mange taps on Chompy and looks at her and says, "Hound."
Hound. She's like starts
Hound
thinking through her mind, like, sounds like Barovian, right? What does that mean again? She's gonna do like a general lore, but it's at advantage because it's about culture and history.
You immediately know that what I'm saying is it's a gift from Korn.
Like,
I would say that would have been a religious lore, but you rolled a 2 anyway. Yeah, so you can have to rack your brain for it before you remember, oh yeah, the Norse names for the Chaos Gods, as mentioned at some point, or you were flipping through a book and saw that.
Oh, Korn. Yes, he gave this to you.
Yes! Mange points at all the other fucking quite obvious and art-changing pieces of fucking gifts that he's gotten from Korn. Korn, give out!
Oh, well, I think they look wonderful on you, Mange.
Mange doesn't know how to process compliments. So he just sort of goes on and continues the tour.
It's at some point, if Vertas were to ever wake up, she's going to attempt to approach him a little bit. Hi, big guy. She's going to roll animal lore to see if she knows how to approach him, though.
Who are you approaching? Sorry,
Vertas, if he ever wakes up. But yeah, I rolled a great success, so I should hopefully know how to properly approach him.
Yes, you'd know that. Yeah, you wouldn't have.
I think Vertas was a specific case because of trauma.
Yeah, but there's also they tend to be war beasts. They're not trained as pets; they're trained as mounts for war. So they tend to be it's all the general no sudden movements, approach slowly, let them get used to you, or that kind of thing. Take it slowly, let the animal decide when you do stuff. Essentially.
Yeah. So as she'd attempt to do something like that with Vertas.
And because you'd make sure you wake him up before you get too close. He comes to and looks at you, watches you as you very slowly approach. You hold out your hand and sniffs, sizing you up, keeping you very cautious eye. And it's definitely is smarter than most animals you've seen. It's clearly quite an intelligent animal. It's keeping a close eye on you, almost feels like it's glaring at you.
Oh,
you slowly approach, you go through the steps, and it's a good 10 minutes. Eventually, you do manage to lay your hand on his side.
He's very smart.
Meanwhile, this entire time, since it's been 10 minutes, Mange has just sort of been leaning against the wall and just sort of snoozing as he waits.
Yeah, and after you've had your hand there for a couple seconds, that's left at this thing that's part way through an eagle screech and a lion and a lion's growl. It's definitely its warning thing of okay, back up now.
Okay, we'll work on it. As she kind of gets her hand away and bakes up.
Oh. Mange looks at her and just
had a nightmare about being generous.
Probably.
He's very sweet, and he's very, very smart, and absolutely adorable.
Yes, belong to other man thing. Now let's go. And Mange just continues motioning along for her to follow the going out the door to continue the tour this way and whatnot.
You take her around on the tour. There's not really much more that's interesting. It's mostly bedrooms where people are sleeping.
Yeah, Mange is using this as an excuse to keep her away from Siegfried as long as possible because he's sick of hearing all this weird stuff that Siegfried is saying. So he basically, Samantha watches as Mange brings her along to every single individual room and just be this blank room, and he's just stops, complete standstill, points out the room, and maybe says something simple about it, this Siegfried room, you annoying, kind of shit.
Yeah. And then eventually you're gonna come to Alex's room because she doesn't know that Alex is gone.
This your room.
Oh, Alex, right? The the kind-hearted.
Alex not here.
Oh, where'd she go?
Alex. Mange looks at her and then, like, Mange was super fucking mentally drained at the time. So he is, like, sort of just, like, trying to get the words back into his head. And they explains, Alex, retire. Go with Arlak.
Oh, alright.
Joel too.
I know Joel pretty well. She was with my mom.
Yes. And that's all Mange
right.
says in response to that. Because it's funny as hell playing a character that responds with, like, single words.
And then she's kind of like, well, I don't know if it would be disrespectful at all, but would it be alright if I took Alex's old room to sleep
That's what
in?
Mange said. When you approached Alex's room, Mange pointed at it and says, this is your room.
She's like, oh, thank you.
And then she knows
she
that
kinda
it
like-
must have been Alex's before, and then we had that whole tangent.
It's like, oh, gotcha. Alright, so she's probably gonna, like, try to, like, very vainly try to sleep until morning so she can, like, get up early and meet everyone.
Yeah.
As she tries to sleep the first night, the rest of us are probably still going to be loud.
Wait, when she goes into the room, she's gonna meet Carlos, isn't she?
Did Alex bring Carlos? No, Alex specifically
Siegfried got Carlos.
Yeah,
I
so
think
Carlos
he
would be in Siegfried's room
Yeah,
now.
he's Siegfried, yeah. So I guess not yet.
No, not yet.
Carlos
We'll do that at a
chilling
later
in
date.
Siegfried's room.
So yeah, she's going to sleep and she's waking up early in the morning to meet everyone at breakfast.
The next day, you'll probably come down, and the table will be outfitted in a very...
Before then, would Solomon have tried anything on Siegfried? Because he didn't mention trying it.
Yeah, Solomon's going to try a nice little blessing he has to cure malady. So whilst our dear friend Siegfried is trying to look after the two, Solomon reaches out and actually fails for once. Oh god!
I just summon something.
Oh, that's if I do a different table.
Yeah, he used a different table because he has divine magic.
Okay, 39. Now I need to find that tab again. I opened it here. Now I need to scroll down. Okay,
Just keep
it
scrolling,
was
scrolling.
39. That is not that far, thankfully. God damn it!
That's the perfect thing we want to hear. What happens?
Test of devotion. The cultist cannot invoke blessings until they enact 5 different tenets and summon ends that they repeat.
Well,
You're useless now, basically.
the curse that keeps on thing.
I also need to roll for atonement, which is a 1d20.
Hopefully it's nothing big.
13.
That's probably something big. 13, that is transcendence. Attain greater power within your order. Rise in station, conferral of greater authority, a special award, etc. Ah, shit.
That doesn't really fit because you guys don't have like a church. Yeah, roll again.
But doesn't the special award
You
basically
could
work
replace
with
it with him having to
miracle?
desecrate a church.
There is actually one of those.
Attain his order.
If I had rolled
Like the order of
13
nobles.
mage, the funny thing is I would have to render their idols dust. Destroy a relic, holy symbol, or other sanctified paraphernalia of an opposing god. So it's already in there. 17.
And you rolled that one.
Oppose the misguided. Take public action to discredit or disrupt the activities of a competing god's agent or believer. Oh, holy shit, that's gonna be easy.
How we
Well-
wound up at war.
Well, to be quite honest, I feel like this is a lovely excuse for our first battle to be against, like, an actual group of, I don't know, Sisters of Sigmar or other fucking witch hunters or whatnot.
Solomon could
You
literally
guys do
finish-
know of one group. You guys do know a group that follows all.
Solomon could literally finish this one by
Oh yeah,
discrediting
Malol counts
Malal.
too. Malol counts too.
Any god, there's a lot of gods.
Solomon just needs to do this in a public action.
Siegfried gets to feel the
Yeah,
sting of
it's
a
Brave
holy
Dawn.
blade.
It's Brave Dawn. Alex scouted it forever ago and told us about it.
If there's a long enough time after scouting, could we potentially have to scout again in case they've like changed
Yeah, I
it?
probably would need to.
Stuff changes over time.
All right, I guess I know what fucking
that
Solomon is
one.
gonna be doing during this downtime.
And he's gonna be busy making sure that the chapel suddenly has a nice new "fuck you, Malal" on it.
I mean, we could just go and murder all the Malal worshippers. We could do it as a part of that.
Meanwhile, eventually breakfast comes around and
Well,
unless
it's still here.
you want to skip ahead from.
But still, here. Solomon, you put out the spell. So, what does your kill malady look like?
Oh, since it's Nurgle tinted, it is basically a green glow around his hand that, as he touches Siegfried, it spreads all over his head.
Yeah, there's like a sickly green.
My thing
glow.
sorted out. I couldn't hear any of that. One sec.
You have a bunch of
Solomon-
green glowing shit around your head. That's his cure melody.
Yeah. It's like sickly green glow surrounds your head, and you just
Solomon, what?
feel like absolute shit. Like you're just the sickest you've ever been. Then Siegfried turns around and basically vomits as you guys see this like mostly black, but kind of like with like a purplish tinge, kind of like a very dark purple, kind of like a purplish oil just kind of spills from his mouth onto the floor. And Siegfried, you notice that, well, you do something like, she is pretty. Like, she's still an attractive woman. You're not, like, compelled like you were before.
You aren't as obsessed with her, so you can shut up!
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you just have whatever Siegfried would feel about her. You're not magically compelled to find her hot.
I mean,
And
still
you're
hot,
aware
but
that,
bit of a
there is a
fool of
magic
himself.
support.
Let Zach finish what he said, because that's important.
Oh, sorry.
Say that again.
And I was just saying that, and he's aware that there was a magical, like, charm-like effect on him that caused him to think like that.
Yeah, so you realize that your emotions are changing because of actual cause and effect kind of shit, and not just because you've suddenly changed your mind.
Oh no. I'm just gonna clean this up and go to bed.
That's good.
Runs, grabs a mop, and just tries to quickly.
No, I just imagine Mama Jones hears the vomiting and comes out and takes it.
Yeah. It's kind of like, as you, like, run off to get a mop, Mama Jones just steps up and, like, takes out, like, towel, and, like, a spongy, like, towel, and kind of plops it on and absorbs it. And puts it in his bag. Seemingly quite happy.
Yeah, we never have to
Alright.
fucking clean again. Mama Jones exists.
Yeah.
It's
Mama Jones fucking
also
loves
helps
cleaning. It's just, then you guys have to eat it later. It's the downside of Mama.
All right. Even better. I'm just not gonna look or think too much about that. Otherwise, I don't think I'll ever feel a certain sort of curious about a vampire's grip again.
All right. So
Are we going
next
to the next day?
morning,
Yeah. You can go forward to the next morning. Or what everybody's up to.
basically Samantha's probably gonna be like down the next morning, and she's gonna like kind of observe whoever's cooking.
There is none.
Who would cook?
Conk suddenly shows that he has a soft side and enjoys cooking food.
No, can't cook for shit.
Yeah, he's an ogre.
Well, Solomon could try his hand at it if anyone dares let him near the kitchen.
That would go
No.
poorly. What about Oswald or Skittery?
Oh, wow, screw you.
Or Moro or Leone? Like, would any of them have, like, a cooking hobby or something? or have a passing interest in it enough that they would be willing to do it.
And then, like, Morin would be like, okay. So, yeah. So
They're based on
the
fucking Italians. They better like cooking.
Yeah. They're kind of the ones that have been kind of like forced to take over the kitchen duty, as they're the only ones that know what the hell all the stuff is.
She's kind of like looking at this and she's like, I mean, I watched the cooks a lot. I think I know how to cook good. Let me try.
So you like go in to help as you see like Morin and Leon kind of just like arguing to each other as they're trying to get everything to work.
Basically, just like they're arguing in the background holding a pan, then Samantha's just like, alright, put this here, just basically doing a majority of the work as they argue.
Out with one mom, in with another.
Yeah. In comes baby mom.
Baby mama.
Yeah. MILF leaves, baby mom comes in.
Yep. Alright. So, do I have to roll anything for that?
I think the closest thing would be like a performance or whatnot. I don't really think that's a thing in the system.
Apothecary?
That would be pretty close too. To a point.
It's a bit of a science.
Yeah, I'd say apothecary intelligence would work.
Alright. Let's see how I do.
You gotta reroll if you want.
You can choose to reroll.
A reroll? Yeah, I'm gonna reroll that. Thank you.
And nat 20. Barely
Hey,
success.
it's okay.
It's okay. Like, you've seen the kitchen staff before, but is that really they only made food for you? Nobody else there ate. At least not normal food. And it's like the kitchen setup here is very different to what you've seen there. It's like there's like 5 bits of utensils.
And
like,
there's probably a bunch of difference between our kitchen and finding out where things are and whatnot.
Yeah. So where you're from was like a grand manor. This is like scavenged together from what they could find. So you're just like struggling to figure out how everything works because you've only vaguely seen it. But yeah, you get a decent breakfast done. It's average. It's alright.
She's like, I think I might want to familiarize myself a little bit, but I think I'll get the hang of it. As she kind of like brings out the food to everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm new. And the first one that she meets is Merrick. So guess what Merrick's getting?
Merrick actually or is he still at the...
Merrick came back like a couple of days ago. You guys kind of noticed him in the morning, just sat there.
Nice.
Merrick, Samantha's coming up to him. Oh, I don't really know you too well. I think your name is Merrick, but it's nice to meet you. And then does the attempts to do the constricting hug thing.
By the way...
Yeah, as you come up to hug, he just like puts up a hand. He's like, I am not a physical person.
It's like, oh, okay. That's okay. And she kind of like lays his plate down on the table and said, who are you? I don't think I know you much at all.
You see him there, and so not as skinny as he was when he first joined. He's gotten a bit more meat on him. So like, I'm Jake.
It's nice to meet you, Jake, as she says, as she also does the constricting hug thing.
Yeah. So Jake actually like hugs you back, and is like quite strong despite how skinny he looks.
It's like,
he's like still very skinny, but he like hugs you and definitely a lot more squeezing. Like if you like hugs and something squeezes, it's a bit too hard for you.
Oh.
You kind of, yeah, you like make the noise and like sets you back down. It's like, sorry, not used to the strength returning yet.
It's just like, oh, it's okay. I'm not really that strong, so it's a bit hard for me. Anyways, here's your breakfast. I didn't do great, but it didn't do horrible either.
Better than what I've had for the last 2 years.
She kind of like goes around giving everyone their food, and then she comes up to Kark, Kark first, and she says, hi, and she's like, she attempts to hug, constrict him, but she about gets like
his leg.
Basically, yeah. It's like, my name is Samantha. It's nice to meet you, Kark. I've heard a lot about you.
You know my name. I was going to introduce myself. Good to see you, tiny snake lady.
Kark the Strong, as I like to call you at least.
That's good. I'm going to have to use that.
And then she kind of goes
to like call her over and say, basically, we're gonna assume, if it's all right with you, Zach, that Mange has told Skid Scratch. Yeah, she's a new part of the party. She's chill.
Yeah. He's still like a bit skittish, kind of like leaning back from her, but that's just because Skid Scratch is like a nervous little guy.
and then eventually gets around to Oswald, and it's like, "Hello, you're Oswald, right? Oswald the Mighty, as I like to call you at least." And she kind of like does the hug constricting thing. Says,
Yeah.
"How are you?"
I'm good.
Oh, you're the owner of the Demigriff Outback, right?
Not owner, he's my friend. That's Verdas.
Aw, that's so sweet. He's very sweet and very smart too.
I know smart. I haven't heard people call him as sweet though. He tends to bite them.
Well, he was very sweet to me.
Yeah.
And then she kind of like goes over here and says, "Hello, Skitry.
Hi.
Skitry the Clever. Skitry the Clever." And she kind of like does the hug constrict thing. Said,
Yeah.
You'll have to forgive me. Rowan's gone off with my mom. All right. I just want to make sure. She's
Explained it last night.
All right, good. And she kind of like goes over, hugs each individual. Like, if she can get like several of them in a group, she just starts hugging them all at once, if possible.
Yeah,
and
it's like a dozen or so. And they just like, there's like 4 chairs set up around it. They're all kind of like on top of each other. It's weird. They tend to like form piles when there's nothing else going on.
It's like
So you can kind of group hug all of them. Essentially.
Hello, everyone. And then he goes over here. Oh, I haven't heard too much about you. Hello. My name is Samantha, and she says as she goes up and gives her a big constricting hug.
How would she
What's
react?
your name?
Let me think. How does Reheki react to that? Because she has seen you do that to everybody, so she's expecting it. Yeah, I think it's just like as you come up with a hug, she just like brings up a knife and points at you. She's like, "You back the fuck up." I don't know.
It's like, oh, my name is Samantha. I'm new. She kind of like puts the plate down on the table and kind of like nudges it with her tail over towards her. I guess we aren't that well acquainted, but it's nice to meet you. What's your name? I don't think I've heard of you before.
Reheki. And I barely trust these guys.
That's fair. The name's Samantha. It's nice to meet you, Reheki.
Just like nods and goes to her food.
And she kind of like she's deciding where to sit. Oh, all these people. She's like kind of deciding where to sit, and then she's like, I do want to learn more about that demigriff, and just kind of comes to sit over here. And that's that at least. I don't know what else you had planned for this session.
Not a whole lot. This is just like an RP thing. The next session, we can. Well, there'll be stuff to do next session. But yeah, this is a decent place to finish up. I'll have the backstory. And that's something everybody.
Sorry.
Siegfried?
Oh yeah, no, Siegfried would at one point just kind of awkwardly come over like, yeah, sorry about the whole that whole weirdness last night. But he'd pull out like hold up like the cage with Carlos in it. So here you can talk
like,
with this.
She's like taken back for a minute. Who's
as you say there's like a voice in your head. You have no idea the source.
What was that?
I'm Carlos. Hi. Do you have nectar? I like nectar.
It's like she like looks around for a minute. Carlos?
Yeah, I'm here. Look, I'm waving. Hey, over here. No, down. Right a bit. Right here. Look, you're looking at it. Right here. Yeah,
Oh.
You're gonna guide you around to look at the cave.
You're a moth.
Yeah.
You're very smart for a moth.
Yes, I am. I'm very smart. I get nectar when I'm smart. So I'm smart all the time.
He's been spoiled a little lately, but yes, he is intelligent.
That's so awesome. And he's so cute.
You're a snake.
I am, yes.
Snakes eat moths.
Not me. I don't eat bugs.
Okay. I'm in a
eat
cave.
fish.
Anyway, I'm safe in here.
Indeed you are, and I wouldn't hurt you either way. I eat fish.
Plus, I can do this. This amidst this horrific screech. And, yeah, give me a look, Will.
She's like,
I think everybody else would know when he says, and I can do this, they would just cover their ears and duck down, but you were not expecting that.
Yep. Somehow.
Yeah, you just hear the screech and burrowing into your head, you like to shake it off.
It's like, oh, how nice.
Yeah, I like doing it, it's fun. But I don't get nectar when I...
Yeah. Oh. It's like kind of like holding her head. Does he normally do that?
Yeah.
And as for the other thing, don't worry about it. It happens to everyone who's around my mom for any amount of time. I'm used to it.
Yeah. Cool.
Then she kind of...
you want to leave Carlos here? You guys should chat, or should I bring him over with me? I know.
Sure, I'd love to get to know the little guy. I'd love to get to know the little guy more.
All right.
Yeah. I don't imagine much comes from the conversation besides
just goes
do you have
circular.
nectar.
Yeah, sorry, I was on a call briefly.
A great conversationalist. He tries to circle everything back around to, oh, you should give me nectar for that. He's very one-track minded.
Aw,
Anything
so
that he
cute.
does somehow manage to bring up nectar in a somewhat reasonable way, but it's very obvious what he's doing.
So she kind of chuckles at this, finds this cute, and she's just like, I think I'm going to like this place.
Oh, it's nice. I get nectar. If you're good, you get nectar.
I'll keep that in mind, Carlos.
Nectar's good. You should try it. You give me some too.